Great. Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday, March 16th, and welcome to House Healthcare. We have Julia Andrews from House Ways and Means with us to review the amendments to our 3 compact bills. And just as a reminder, we will be taking only straw votes on these. And so everyone who's reporting a bill will report our straw vote. But we as committee members do not need to answer questions to anything about the amendment. So that will fall on Julia if there is any debate on the floor. So I'm going to turn it over to you to walk through what you did.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, Julia Andrews from the Ways and Means Committee. And I'm going to take these bills as one instead of just saying the same thing 3 times because our amendment approach was the same for all 3. So just to sort of state the obvious, these bills have a negative fiscal impact, but because we feel like the good of the economy, the good of the healthcare system and our workforce, we feel like they're good policy and that outweighs the fiscal impact. And that will probably, not probably, we are working with the Secretary of State's office to look at how to change the dynamic because the Department of Professional Regulation is struggling with these compacts and some other issues that make this fee structure not sustainable for the long haul. So the first thing we did is we amended the effective dates of all 3 bills. We did that after taking testimony from the Secretary of State's office that they would need a little additional time for IT integration with each of the compacts. And then the other thing we did is we added a $50 fee for people who are applying to be part of the compact to try to offset some of the revenue losses. We intentionally try to keep that fee low to make sure it doesn't discourage people from coming to work in Vermont. And then because we know that you could not change any language in the actual compact, that amendment is done in a fee bill so that we're not monkeying with any of the compact language.
Okay.
So that's it.
So really the only change is the effective date that you're, but, okay. And then the $50 will come later.
Yeah, we had it put into this fee bill so that, I think it takes effect on passage, but it's obviously not going to come until the compacts are live.
And the fee bill is not attached to either of these compacts?
No.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to say something?
No, but you call it a privilege fee.
Privilege.
Right.
Thank you.
Privilege to practice.
Yes.
Which we've heard about in the committee, that there could potentially be a privilege to practice fee.
Compact privilege is
Right.
what it is.
Right, exactly. Okay. Well,
I just have a
Yeah.
question. Now, we are amending the effective date also, at least on my bill.
on all 3 of them. Yes. So what
We're
is
amending it and then they're amending it further, or?
your effective date?
I do not have that in front of me. Do you have that?
I have it.
July 1st on ours, July 1st, 24.
Right.
That's section 1 and section 3 shall take effect on July 1st, 2024.
Okay, that's how we've amended it.
That coming out of
Can you help us?
Ways and Means.
We're going to let legislative council help us.
Thank you.
Yes, but for the record, Amber Navarjili, Legislative Council. The effective dates, so we kept part of the effective dates in terms of pushing the compact out, the effective date of the compact out to July 1st, 2024. But if you recall, this committee also amended the bill to add some background check authority in statute to OPR. So that needed to be effective July 1st, 2023.
Right.
And with these amendments from House Ways and Means for the 3 compacts, you're adding in the change in statute to the fee structure to allow for a privileged practice fee specific to the compacts. And so we needed to change that effect or acknowledge that section. So there's an effective date in here saying that the fee will also take place on July 1st, 2024 when the compact becomes effective.
Okay. So they're not really amending our effective dates. They're adding an effective date
Yes.
to go with the fee.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Is that clear? And Bobby will catch you up. So anyone else have any questions for Julia?
So when reporting the bill, if we get questions around fees, we refer to you.
Yes.
Yep.
And we just report our effective dates, our vote, sit down. Julia will be called on. She'll report her piece. And then we will come back and be asked what our straw vote was. And then there'll be a vote to amend our bill per Ways and Means Amendment. And then there will be another vote to vote vote on the whole amended bill. I don't know what the language is, right? So there'll be this first vote to accept their amendment by the whole body.
Actually, it won't be that way according to Betsy Ann.
Okay,
Our vote will be first, then their vote. That's what she told me this morning.
okay. Our vote on our bill?
Well, I'll present the bill. Julia will present her piece, then approach, but then I'll get up and say,
Right.
"We're the straw poll."
Right,
Then approach will do their little piece.
Okay.
We'll vote on us first, then that is what she told me.
okay, so let's just follow whatever the speaker
Doesn't matter,
says.
whatever it is. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and then at any point in time, if you need to yield to me. Not that I'm gonna be helpful, but, Daisy.
You can yield to me, I know all
Right,
about it.
there you go. Here's a topic.
You'll do the wonderful Barry.
Another question regarding the fees. Did I see that there was a $200 fee and a $50 fee?
So I believe, and I can't recall off the top of my head which compact has what fees, because I think they're different within the compact. Looks like Nolan from the bench might know what those are, but
62 is the one I'm referring to, so I know there was a $200, and I'm guessing that's just to join the compact, and then for each state, there's an additional.
For the compact?
yeah.
So I have fiscal notes for each one of these. Each one of them has what those fees are.
Yeah.
And then I have the total memo that has an impact of the loss and the revenue coming in from the fees. There's 4 documents.
Yep.
I need to send them to Claire.
And I have the financial impacts like written in my full testimony for later today.
Yep.
But I think to your point, Daisy, when you're reporting the bill, it probably makes sense for you to talk about the $200 fee because that's within the compact. I don't really address that. I just address the fiscal impacts broadly. Or if you want me to say the fee to be in the compact is X, I can do that. And then I talk about the $50 privilege to practice fee, which is a state fee.
So I mean, I think the key is there are fees for people to practice in Vermont to get a license. Those fees are not changing, right? So it's really just around the compact. The state joins a compact.
Right.
Right? And then the privilege for someone to come in from another state is $50. Is that correct?
Correct. So each compact has a fee. Like if you want to apply to be recognized by the compact, each compact has a fee. And the state will assess a $50 privilege to practice fee in addition to that to try to recoup some of our losses.
But I just want to make sure that as questions come up on the floor, that we're clear on what this $200 fee that I know I saw was. So
it's a $200 fee. So each of the compacts has their own fee. So what I can do is I recommend go to the website of that fee, of that compact. It tells you all the fee structures because they're all different. So one might be 200, one might be 240, one might be, and so rather than confuse us all, I recommend each of the reporters go to that fee, that license and look at that specific fee.
I would also, to answer a question on the floor, you could say all compacts have a fee to join. It is mandated by the compact commission of this. So for yours, it would be,
Counseling.
I wasn't going to get into
you
all
don't need to get into all
I
of it.
wasn't going to.
Right.
You can just say it is,
Sydney, I'm questioning, is it part of the amendment that was done in Ways and Means?
No, it's
in
part of the
actual
compact language.
Okay, done.
yes,
Just the $50.
right,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Does that help clear everyone up? Okay, great, thank you.
Everybody.
Julia.
We have to do our straw vote?
We do a straw vote, yes, we do. So,
Thanks.
those.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julia. Those in favor of accepting, all right, we're gonna do each one. For the H62 Interstate Counseling Compact, those in favor of supporting the Ways and Means Amendment, raise your hand. How many are here? 7? Right, did I count right?
I think it's 8.
8.
I mean, last time I checked.
2, 3, 4, 5. There's 8. It's early yet. Those, you put your hand down, thank you. Just want to make sure we got everyone. For H77 with physical therapy, those in favor of accepting the amendment is 8-0. And for H86, those in favor. All right, so 8-0 on all.
Right.
So when the speaker turns to you, you can just stand up and say, we think, Ways and Means, we're looking at our compacts and we voted favorably 8-0. Great. Perfect timing. We are now going to move to vote on the radiologist assistance bill.
Madam Chair, can I?
Yes, you may.
I'm going to send Claire the fiscal notes that have the Ways and Means amendments for all 3.
Okay.
And a memo.
Thank you.
So grab them offline from her after I send them.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, you got 62, 77, all 3? Okay, as long as there's a Ways and Means amendment, perfect.
And the combined one, there's a combined one.
Yeah, see, that was posted already.
Okay.
No, for an easy bill, it's getting complicated.
No, seriously, there's never an easy bill.
Traffic jam.
So now we're looking at an act relating to radiologist assistance, which was what we reviewed yesterday. So it would be under yesterday's date. If anyone have any questions before we take a vote? Great. Do you want to do the honors? Oh, sorry, I didn't write everyone's name. So you can do that. I need a motion. Anyone want to make a motion?
Oh, sure, what is it? I move we adopt, I have no idea,
230989.
that one.
Second.
Great.
All right, I'm trying to alphabetically calculate everybody.
Sorry, we don't have our clerk for those watching. We don't have our clerk, so we're doing it by the seat of our pants here.
Oh, that's it? No?
It doesn't have to be in order.
No, it doesn't really have to be.
So I guess it's draft 2.1 if you need to add that into the motion.
Okay,
No, 'cause she said something.
we'll do the top of it later.
1.2.
1.2?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing, you're right, that's right.
It should probably be in pen.
Yeah, 1.2, sorry.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure.
Don't worry about that right now. Just do
Okay.
this part.
There we go.
Representative Burbeco,
Yes.
Representative DeMar,
Yes.
Representative Fardis Rubio,
Yes.
Representative Goldman,
Yes.
Representative Peterson,
Yes.
Representative Chena, Representative Cordis, Representative Black, yes. Representative McVon,
Yes.
Representative Houghton.
Yes. 8-0.
802.
Great, thank you, everyone. Does anyone want to report this out? I'll do it. I'll be the reporter, so we can finish this later. Okay, but put me down as the, and do we need, we're good, right? And we'll-
So I'm gonna send you the
Yep,
language to send
to send to,
drafting operations.
Great.
To get it turned into a bill.
and this is a committee bill, so it will sit for 2 days?
So it will be presumably introduced tomorrow, go
Right.
on the notice calendar.
For 2 days.
We'll just go on the,
It would be introduced tomorrow,
Introduced
notice
tomorrow.
Notice
Notice
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
on the floor Wednesday. We're gonna have a lot of stuff on the floor Wednesday. Okay, great, thank you. Since we have a couple minutes before our 9:30 testimony, the other thing we were gonna do this afternoon, if you remember, Commerce is doing a workforce bill. And we had a couple people come in and make requests of us for workforce money. which we took to Commerce. They also took testimony from those people. They would like us to do a straw vote on the items that they want to put in because, you know, we're part of the policy as well as them. So I want to review each of them, and then if everyone's comfortable, we'll take a straw vote now. If we're not, then we can keep it on our calendar, or on our schedule for this afternoon after the 4. I don't want to push anyone who's not comfortable, but just as a reminder, we had heard from Drew Hazelton with EMS training. They were looking for $1 million. This is training that it's giving out as grants to the different EMS communities, and it's helpful for them to have continuing education as well as bringing new EMS providers in. So that would be 1 million. Then we heard from VSAC regarding the Vermont Nursing Forgivable Loan Incentive Program. And this is one that's been in existence for a while, but we gave them more money through the pandemic. And if you remember, she came in and gave some numbers. I'd have to pull up it again, that it's people who are going to school for nursing. For every scholarship they take, they have to give a year of service. And they have almost depleted their funds. And so because of our nursing workforce shortage, we talked about putting money in. It would be a total of 3 million is what's being recommended, but 1.3 million of that is general fund because this can be matched with global commitment dollars. 1.3 million to get us up to 3 million to go to nursing forgivable loan incentive programs. The EMS money cannot be matched. Just want to put that out there. And then the third thing that is on the table, we heard from Vermont Care Partners regarding the workforce development money that originally was implemented in 2022 with some tobacco settlement funds. And it's, again, a forgivable loan repayment program and or tuition assistance to promote the recruitment and retention of high quality mental health and substance use disorder treatment professionals. This is loan repayment for master's levels, bachelor's, direct service staff and nurses, and or tuition assistance. That money has gone out. Over 320 awards were made. This is what Vermont Care Partners told us. 94% employee retention rate system-wide, supports employee recruitment, and tuition assistance supports workforce development. They are also now distributing another 1.2 that we gave them last year, and they requested 6 million.
This year? Oh, no.
This year. And they requested that it go to all potential staff. So any staff member within the DA and SSA system can apply, not just mental health and substance use staff. Here, because of the substance use piece, Human Services reviewed this yesterday and they did a straw vote to recommend 4 million. But again, this can be matched. I don't have the dollars. I don't know if Nolan does either because this is fairly new. This is coming to us. But it won't be $4 million general fund. Let's assume it'll be 2 something, 1.8. Do you have anything, Nolan?
I think for my calculator to come up.
Okay. We'll give you a minute.
Using 4 million?
4 million total.
$1.73.
1.73.
1.74.
1.74. So it's 1 million for EMS, the general fund dollars. It is 1 million for EMS, 1.3 for the Nursing Forgivable Loan Incentive Program, and 1.74 for the DAs and SSAs Loan Repayment and Tuition Assistance Program. Any questions?
Can you speak more about why they decided to expand it to everybody?
They felt it was an equity issue, that there's more than just mental health and substance use specific professions that work within the DA system. And in order to recruit everything that they need to function, that they would like to expand it to all. But it's not that they're all gonna get it, you have to apply, right? So if people are comfortable, we can do a straw poll on each one separately. If you're not comfortable, then we can wait and talk more this afternoon.
Why did they, why they went from 6 to 4?
Human Services. I think just, no, I don't. Just that they felt 4 was, and in conversations with the chair of Human Services, I did say we would try to be consistent with what they recommended.
I'm sorry, you mentioned how much did we give them last year?
So last year we gave them 1.25.
And now we're
asking for 4 because they want to expand it. And if you remember, we did not recommend in our budget letter the full amount they wanted for rate increases. That plays a part.
Is this written anywhere where we can see it?
So Commerce has a bill, but I don't have a copy of it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's on our page.
It's on the page? Oh,
Is it under
David Hall.
David Paul? Okay.
For today.
Yeah.
what did you say it was under, Claire?
It's under David Hall's name.
You mean the whole bill?
David Hall.
Yeah, it's 30 pages.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so, I mean, the language, I will say the language for everything is the same as language that has been in previous bills, except for the DAs and SSAs where we're changing mental health and substance use disorder counselors to all staff.
Just an FYI, it is section, if you're looking at it, it's sections 24, 25, and 26.
And they may not have in the bill the change to the all staff, because that's what Vermont Care Partners came to us with. So 26 is the nursing program. 24 is the EMS training program. 25 is, if we approve this 4 million, 25 will come out, section 25. And instead we will put in what we're talking about, which is not in here right now.
I'd like to take a little time to look at it rather than vote on it right now.
Okay, so just make sure you're only looking at the sections that.
24, 25, and 26.
Nope, so 24
Yeah,
is for EMS.
yeah,
25, we would strike.
okay.
26 is the nursing forgivable loan program. And I will send you the language, the proposed language for the DAs and SSAs right now, and we'll post it.
So we're gonna strike 25?
Yes.
Okay,
So we had 1.5 million going to that. Instead, the proposal is we put 4 million, of which 1.74 is general fund, to this other section, which in Act 1, I forget what the act, in Act 183, which we passed out last year as the workforce bill, we put this language in. And now they're asking for more money and to expand it to all staff.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I didn't follow what, the thing about striking. So why is 25 being struck and then what happens with it?
So 25 is going, so they're not requesting money for 25. There's already money in that pot that hasn't been spent.
Okay,
Right? So instead, they want to use the money in this way, Vermont Care Partners.
But Vermont Care Partners is asking for 6 million, that HS cut to 4 million and.
Services.
Yeah, HS, Human Services, sorry. And then 1.4 in the general fund. So what section is that? Where does that sit?
So that is not in there yet.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's right here. I'm going to send it to you all.
Got it.
If you want to read the language, it's in what Act 183 of last year,
Yeah.
Section 29E.
No, I was just trying to correlate these two.
Yes,
That's
it's
where I'm a
not.
little confused.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So EMS, Nursing Forgivable Loan Program, DAs and SSAs.
What was the last thing you said?
DAs and SSAs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll plan on keeping this on the calendar for this afternoon. We will need to take a straw vote, so if you have questions between now and then, come to me or we'll talk about them in committee.
And this is a bill in Human Services,
This is a bill in Commerce.
Commerce.
And Commerce has come to Human Services and us.
Okay.
Get our
Pull in
comments.
get our approval. Gotcha.
Yes. And I keep thinking it's Friday and we're going to hear these bells ring, and then I realize we actually have people in the room that want to testify.
At the same time, you hear the bells.
So we're going to switch. Let's go offline for like 5 minutes so we can regroup on our